Saints head coach Dennis Allen on the loss to Kansas City, and much more. I hope that more includes what the hell is going on with the New Orleans Saints. I hope that more includes why we're giving up anywhere between 6 to 7 yards per play every time we play. I wonder if that more includes why Juju Smith-Schuster, Kareem Hunt, Dallas Goedert are all ruining my life. I wonder why that. I hope that more includes why this team is ruining my life. I hope that more includes why Dennis Allen should be the head coach of this team, because I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, for a large majority of Tuesday morning, I sat there, gritted my teeth, drank my coffee, and I wondered, should Dennis Allen be the head coach of this team? Because if Dennis Allen's, and I know, Dennis, this isn't easy to hear, but Jesus, I mean, because if the Saints don't have a top 10 defense, if Dennis Allen isn't propelling this defense to do much of anything, why is he here? Because he certainly has not been a good head coach. He certainly is not a good coach when it comes to last minute kind of schematics and situational football and winning games we're supposed to lose, or even just winning games we're expected to win. So I'm running out of reasons, Dennis. You're going to have to get things figured out defensively, because the resume is kind of thin. Not going to lie. Whenever I was drinking my coffee this morning, every single sip, I thought, we could go get John Gruden. Every single sip, I thought, Mike Vrabel is available. Every single sip, I thought, maybe we do reach out to Bill Belichick. So, it's time. It's put up or shut up time. I've said all year long, 7 and 10, something like that. You're looking at, yeah, it's time to move on from Dennis. No doubt about it. Well, we're in a bad situation where we've now lost 3 straight. We are staring down a must-win game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, possibly with Jake Haener. And if we lose 4 straight, well, Dennis, it's going to be hard to keep you around, my boy. So let's hear what the answers are. Again, this is provided by New Orleans.football. Let's go.
Look, I thought we got outplayed in the game today.
True.
You know, got outcoached.
True.
They did a good job. We really couldn't get a whole lot going either side of the ball. Offensively, we really couldn't get anything going in the run game or in the passing game. You know, defensively, I felt like we made too many mistakes early on in the game. I don't think we tackled as well as we needed to. And so I think for the first time this year, I felt like, you know, we didn't play the way we're capable of playing. So I was disappointed in that. And so I think, you know, as a coaching staff, we got to go back and look at what we need to do better.
Here's what I need, Dennis. As a coaching staff, offensively, I need to know why we are abandoning everything that made us good at the beginning of the year. I always use this metaphor, but the comedian Carrot Top, if you are familiar, he used props. Carrot Top got famous using those props, and then he got put into movies. And in the movies, they did not let him use his props. And obviously the movies failed horrifically, because what made Carrot Top so funny to some people was his props. But when he got to the big time, why would you take him away? Similar to the Saints. First 2 weeks of the season, what made us great? Play action, motion, creativity, all of that. Now we're on Monday Night Football against the world champions, undefeated Kansas City Chiefs, and we take all that away. We had 4 plays of play action last night, or against the Chiefs. 4. Why? Because Taysom Hill's not there? Because Eric McCoy's not there? Players get hurt all the time. You have a roster of 55. Figure it out. The Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco, Rashee Rice, they're hurt. The Chiefs didn't say, all right, guys, let's totally abandon what makes us good. No. Juju Smith-Schuster, Noah Gray, Kareem Hunt, Carson Steele, they just figure it out. They just do what makes them great. Next man up. You don't change the whole identity of the team just because Eric McCoy isn't there or because Taysom Hill isn't there. I don't understand that. I don't understand where you are in the biggest spot of the season. Monday Night Football, world champions, on the road, the world is watching. And you completely no-show, which is what Dennis Allen just said for 39 seconds. Didn't tackle well, didn't do this, didn't do that, whatever. All that means is it was a total no-show. Total no-show from the team. Culturally, they looked like they were not ready for that game. And they didn't compete. There was no fight. There was no nothing. No one did anything besides Lante Taylor and Colin Saunders. That's it. Everyone else, nothing. Chris Jones looked like if you took a 5A or a 5-star high school player and allowed them to play Pee Wee football for one game. That's what it looked like for Chris Jones. It looked like he was on a different stratosphere. Patrick Mahomes was David Copperfield in the backfield. I mean, I was streaming, obviously, during the game. 1,200 people watching the face of the franchise. And the chat kept filling up. Why aren't we sacking Patrick Mahomes? Sacking Patrick Mahomes? LOL. We're barely even getting negative plays. We're barely even forcing incompletions or stopping the run before 3-4 yards. I mean, I would love to see their first contact numbers. Because when they ran the football, Kareem Hunt had a 4-yard gain before the Saints even knew what was going on.
To try to, improve and put our guys in better positions to be successful.
What happened to Derek?
It's a left side. That's all I really know.
Is he going to have to get more tests?
I have no idea.
What about it made it that it was clear that he had to leave the game though at that time?
I mean, look, the game's going on. The trainers told me he's got a left side injury and he's out. And so I haven't gotten any updates on that, guys.
Are you guys worried at all that like a Debo in those situations might become something that teams try to go to? It kind of felt like they went back to it after that first one was kind of close. Like, is that a trend you got to kind of?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going to take their shots. I'm going to have to go back and look at the, tape and see, what I thought of the call and whether or not I agree with it or not. But
pass interference, I thought was ticky-tack. I don't know if it should have been DPI. The one Adebo got away with, that was DPI. So, I mean, they balance each other out, whatever. But the point is, he's got 5 either defensive pass interference or holding calls so far in huge spots. Literally cost us the game. This is you, Dennis. This is you. You're the defensive coordinator. You are the head coach because of your defensive capabilities. Get it figured out. I'm fine with this defense being physical. I'm fine with this defense doing, whatever, being handsy and being in your face in the secondary. But, brother, you got to be better. Kubiak is supposed to be taking care of the offense. Right now, the defense has been nothing special through 5 games. It's borderline costing us games.
Yeah, I mean, they we got to force them to have to make completions and finish the catch. And so I think we just got to look at it and see what we can do better.
That's going to be a long list.
You mentioned the team not playing up to the standard. How much was that maybe the Chiefs winning in the trenches on both sides?
Yeah, probably some,
I mean, I don't know if they didn't know Chris Jones was going to be there, because it blows my mind whenever a guy like Chris Jones dominates the game when for 7 days straight we're talking about, is Chris Jones, you're going to have to watch Chris Jones. Yeah, we're kind of weak on the interior. Chris Jones is kind of a monster. Look what he did against Atlanta. And then this happens. And then it's like, we'll have to look at the tape. I'll save you the time. I'll save you the 3 hours and 45 minutes. Chris Jones absolutely wreaked havoc on the interior line. There you go. And then it also begs the question, when you see a superstar like that impact the game as he should, then you wonder, why aren't our superstars doing that? Why does Chris Olave have 2 catches on 2 targets from Derek Carr? Why is that the case? Why does he have 10 yards? Why does Mason Tipton have 5 targets? Why are we throwing jump ball, just kind of goal line fades to Rashid Shaheed. We can't draw up anything else. Why do we have 39 yards after the catch in the fourth quarter? We're not thinking maybe we need to get our guys in space. Is that what's the situation? What's going on there?
I thought defensively, I thought they did a good job of, controlling the line of scrimmage and made it really difficult for us to be able to run the ball, and they had some good pressure packages that gave us some problems that, we needed to do a better job of picking some of those things up. I thought the biggest thing from a defensive perspective was our inability really to get Patrick Mahomes down at times when we had opportunities to,
Yeah, I do agree. Patrick Mahomes extended way too many plays. There was way too many moments where, he's in a situation where he should be sacked or it should be a negative play. He escapes. He extends the play. They get positive yards. I mean, we're looking at a situation now, ladies and gentlemen, where like the Eagles game, Dallas Goedert, whatever happens with Dallas Goedert, he breaks off the 60-yard, whatever it is, 3rd and 16. Dallas Goedert breaks it. We lose that game. Flip over to the Falcons game. A minute left. DPI at the end. They kick a 58-yard field goal. Very next game, it's 2nd and 34, and they get a first down. Like, those three things isolated are insane. Those three things isolated should not happen. When they happen in back-to-back weeks, and you are a defensive coach who is supposed to be one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, who is supposed to be running a top 5 defense, I got questions. How can that happen back-to-back-to-back? What's going on? The situational coaching needs to be better. Something needs to be better. I mean, the fact that we've had to sit there and stomach that back-to-back-to-back weeks is unfathomable.
I thought he did some really unbelievable things and made some really good plays in terms of scrambling, and that was a challenge for us.
You won the coin toss and elected to receive. How big was that interception as far as just taking away?
Yeah, look.
It's absolutely huge. I mean, the interception to start is absolutely huge. You give the Chiefs, you basically give them the ball to start the game and you give them the ball to start the second half. A team that good at situational football, and look at exactly what happened. Exactly what happened was the Chiefs got points when they had to get points. Those extra possessions extended the game. Those extra possessions allowed for them to have 40 minutes of time of possession while we had 20. So, yeah, I mean, it's huge.
Look, I think you certainly don't want to, start a game off that way. I mean, we had a few good plays there to start the game, and then, we throw the interception and kind of all the momentum goes to them a little bit. And I felt like, we had some things that we liked to open up against these guys. And if we could go down and get some points and maybe get a little bit of momentum ourselves, that would be big in this game. And unfortunately.
Yeah, that would have been sweet. Getting first downs would have been sweet. We didn't even do that. I mean, 4 of our first 6 possessions, I believe, were either a 3 and out or an interception. Woo, baby.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Obviously, you knew with some of the offensive line injuries that you probably have to get rid of the ball quickly and things like that. But what was something you hoped would be effective on offense tonight that wasn't?
Well, look, I mean, we only had 49 offensive plays and a little under 20 minutes of time of possession. So, there really wasn't a lot that we were able to kind of get done, really in either phase, offense or defense. And I thought
it was a complete failure. I mean, it was a complete failure. That's crazy to think about. We had like 19 minutes of time possession because you got to throw the Hainer stuff out. You have 19 minutes time possession, 49 offensive plays. What in the holy hell are you doing? I mean, you talk about complete no-show. Every time I hear a stat, I get more and more pissed that, I mean, it's just a complete non-effort. Complete non-effort.
We made some uncharacteristic mistakes that we hadn't made in the first 4 weeks of the season. And so,
like what? Because just like I said, they are kind of seeming like characteristic mistakes with the 2nd and 34, with the 3rd and 16 Dallas Goedert, with the final drive for the Falcons DPI. Now that I think about it, the 3rd and 16 and the 2nd and 34 are pretty similar, and the DPI at the end of the Falcons game and the DPI in this game are pretty similar. Those do kind of seem like characteristic mistakes, Dennis.
Like I said, I think that's why we got to go back and look at, what are we asking our guys to do, and make sure we're putting them in the best position to be successful.
And then there were a handful of deep shots to both Shaheed and Tipton that didn't connect. Was that something that was heavy in the game plan, or that was just like the best that was offered in those opportunities?
That better not have been part of the game plan.
Well, I think we went into the game saying that we wanted to take some shots down the field, and we talked about, they don't give up a lot of explosives, but there's going to be a few opportunities that we've got to be able to make the moment of truth play. And, unfortunately, we weren't able to make those on some of those deep shots down the field.
Those aren't the deep shots we should be taking. The deep shots we should be taking are the deep shots off play action that were successful earlier in the season. Deep ball, uncontested to Shaheed, who's getting behind the safeties. The deep shots we should not be taking are the one-on-one sideline balls, just a jump ball to Rashid Shaheed. He has yet to, in my knowledge, come down with one of those balls. So why are we throwing him that ball? Why is that part of the game plan? If it's Olave and you expect Olave to go be the superstar and you expect him to go make those one-on-one contested catches, I can live with that. I can't live with these goal line fades from half field to Rashid Shaheed. That has got to be one of the lowest EV plays. That has got to be one of the lowest EV plays in football right now.
It seemed like they were taking Olave away, 2 targets, 1 catch.
Yeah, look, they did some good things to, to try to take him away. I think I'll have to go back and look at the tape and see exactly what all they were doing. But look,
there's another thing that I don't understand when people are like, "Oh, well, they took him away." You don't think teams were trying to take away the other team's best receiver in every game? I got a feeling last year teams were trying to take away Tyreek Hill. I have a feeling teams were trying to take away CeeDee Lamb in every single game. They still get theirs. It should be no surprise that teams are trying to take away Chris Olave. For God's sakes, we have Mason Tipton and Rashid Shaheed on the field. Of course they're going to try and take away Chris Olave. We should have been trying to take away Travis Kelce. We should have been trying to take away Devontae Smith whenever we played the Eagles and they didn't have A.J. Brown. He had 7 catches for 80 yards. Every single game, the other team is going to try and take away Chris Olave. It is up to us to make it to where they cannot do that. Or if they do that, it's a trap and we get them in a different way. I don't understand. I never have understood why that can be an excuse when number 1 receivers get theirs every single week on every other team. Chris Olave was abandoned in this game. Abandoned. Nothing for him. Didn't look at him. Didn't target him. That's it. And in this spot where you are dying to get a first down, where you cannot run the football, I don't care if they're not completed. Throw the ball at Chris Olave. Get him open. Scheme him open. Force feed him the ball. If they beat you because you target Chris Olave 10 times and he has 4 catches for 27 yards, and it just is what it is, I will take that over the Mason Tipton deep balls and Rashid Shaheed one-on-one on the sideline.
They got a good team. They got a good defense. Spags does a really nice job what they do defensively. Offensively, they have some talented players on offense, and obviously they've got the engine and Pat Mahomes that makes it go. So, they played better than we did tonight.
What led to the decision to have Lucas Patrick shift over to left guard when he came back?
Yeah, I just thought we wanted to, make a change there at left guard. I'm not sure. Again, I'd like to go back and look at the tape, but I think, we just felt like we might need to put somebody else in there at left guard.
Dennis, how do you view defensively overall today? Just a lot of stops down in the red zone, but they were obviously getting there.
Yeah, I thought the one thing that we did well and defensively was red zone defense. I thought we played well, in the red zone, but
although Saunders and Alante were good. Other than that, nothing.
I thought Mahomes made too many plays scrambling. I thought we made too many mistakes.
But imagine coming into this game. Imagine coming into this game and you leave the game and you say, yeah, we lost because, Patrick Mahomes made some plays, Chris Jones made some plays, and they're a pretty good team over there. Dennis, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Of course, Patrick Mahomes made some plays. Of course, Chris Jones made some plays. They're undefeated. They're the world champions. They've won back-to-back Super Bowls. He's the best player in the NFL. What were y'all game planning? Are you surprised? Are you surprised that Patrick Mahomes was the difference on offense and it wasn't Carson Steele? Are you surprised that Patrick Mahomes beat y'all and not Samaj P. Ryan? Are you surprised that Chris Jones was a bit of a force in the interior? Doesn't it sound insane? Imagine playing the Patriots 10 years ago and leaving there and being like, well, Tom Brady made some plays today, so better luck next time. Yeah. It's your job to make sure that doesn't happen. How does that happen? The game planning. What happened?
Had some free runners, which, we don't usually do, and so. Look, I got to put that on me. I got to do a better job of getting those guys, understanding what we're asking them to do and get them better prepared to play.
What did you see with, Travis Kelce, and he was able to get open a few times?
He had 9 catches, a few times.
Yeah, same thing.
With Adebo, he's 7 penalties, and 2 of those were in pretty critical late game situations. Is that something where he might just revert to bad form in these big situations? And so how do you coach that out of him?
Yeah, look, we just got to continue working. We got to keep practicing. We got to keep working on our technique and our fundamentals, and keep improving. I think we got to do a lot of that in a lot of different areas on our football team.
You better improve fast, brother, because I'll go ahead and tell you this, spoiler alert. If you don't improve quickly to the tune of 9 wins, more than likely you'll be improving as a DC somewhere else. And more than likely you will not be the head coach of this team. So the bad news for Dennis is that this team showed what they're capable of early on. The fact that we have now reverted to seemingly no preparation, to seemingly situational, a lack of awareness, to seemingly high leverage scenarios going awry, a la Paulson Adebo twice, a la the 3rd and 16, a la the 2nd and 34. Because of all that, Dennis, this is kind of looking bad. 2 and 3 is one thing, but the way that we played against Kansas City, the way that we played against Philadelphia, those 2 losses being within 3 weeks of each other is not good for you, my man. I'll tell you that right now, because this team isn't just losing. Atlanta, I think we should have beat Atlanta. That's a hard luck loss. I feel you. I think the team played pretty well that game. I'm not mad about the performance there. The performance with Philadelphia and the performance with the Chiefs, those 2 performances right there make me sick to my stomach. And this team, we talk a lot about metrics, and we talk a lot about the results not being the full story. That is absolutely crystal clear when it comes to these games. Because if you look at the metrics against Philly and look at the metrics against KC, let's go ahead and do it right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and look at that. Let's go ahead and look. You look at the metrics against KC. Look at this. Holy Christ. 460 yards to 220. 5.8 yards per play to 4.3. 40 minutes to 20 minutes. 28 first downs to 14. We had 1 running first down. Oh my God, is that a record? This box score should be NC 17. It should be X-rated. It should be on E-Bombs World. Let's go to the Eagles game. The team stats. Box score. 20 first downs to 12. 460 yards to 219. 6.9 yards per play to 4. 6.9 yards per rush to 3.1. 32 minutes to 27 minutes. This is just as disturbing. I mean, call Mel Gibson, because this right here is a crucifixion again. These box scores are, ladies and gentlemen, 15 to 12 with this box score. This is like a 34 to 6 kind of box score. And the fact that you have this performance right here, and then 2 weeks later on the world stage against the world champions, you spit in my face and you have this box score. These two games happening within each other, if you combine the Eagles game and this game, the Saints still don't have more yards than the Chiefs. Well, we have 212 and 213, so we have like 430 something yards in 2 games combined against the Eagles and the Chiefs. That's not going to do it. And we're giving up 5.8 yards per play and 6.9 yards per play. Nah. So, yeah, if in the Falcons game, yeah, the box score looks a whole lot different. 25 first downs, 366 yards to 315. 5.2 yards per play to 6.2 is not good. Giving up 6.2 yards per play is bad news, Bears. 35 minutes time possession to 24. Okay, now this is more of the box score we want to see. These two right here, these are as bad of games as a team has played in the NFL. Let's take a look at another horrible team. Let's look at the Patriots against Miami. I mean, this is going to be really bad, but look at the Patriots against Miami. The Patriots were better against Miami than the Saints. I mean, this isn't even close. The Patriots were way better against the Dolphins than the Saints were against the Chiefs. The Patriots only gave up 5 yards of play. Patriots had 299 yards of offense. Patriots had 15 first downs. What's the? I mean, I thought the Patriots were going to be way worse. I almost didn't even show you that because I was thinking, maybe that box score is too bad. When you look at this, Patriots had 15 first downs. We had 14. Patriots had 299 yards of offense. We had 220. We gave up 5.8 yards per play. Patriots gave up 5. Patriots had 5.4 yards of play. We had 4.3. Patriots had 25 minutes time possession. We had 20. The Saints had, but I would guess, I have to go through all these box scores. I would guess the Saints had the worst performance of any team in Week 5. And I would guess the Saints had the worst performance of any team in Week 3 against the Eagles. So we're 5 weeks into the season. 2 of the 5 weeks, we were the worst team on a metric level in the NFL. 2 of those weeks, we were probably the best team in the NFL. And then 1 we're above average, the Falcons game. I would say we were above average. I would say we're probably like the 5th, 6th, 7th best performance. So I need some answers. Because now what we thought was a blip in that Eagles game has become a little bit of not a pattern, because, it's only happened twice, but they got to fix it. And the bad news is they got to fix it really fast. They got to fix it in 6 days from the KC game. And they got to fix it potentially with Jake Haener. And they got to fix it potentially with the Tampa team who's getting some people back. So, I don't know how much faith you have in Dennis Allen's game planning, but Dennis Allen and Clint Kubiak, they have to fix this problem really fast. Because the problem against Philly and the problem against KC, that can't happen. And we need to win games in this stretch right here. So, we'll see. But it's not good, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Go down in the comments below. See you in the next video.